Lozen, what do you mean you don't push the Alex? Who's pushing? I noticed nobody pushing. Oh, V's getting into trouble. That's what's up. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi. We've got Alex here. That's me. We've got Lucas here. Hi, Lucas.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right. No Joseph today. He is recovering from a very spicy stream last night, and he's going to be streaming again tonight, I believe, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 2 a.m. UTC for the Gamay show. So make sure you check that out.
You said it was a spicy stream last night? What happened?
I don't, I'm not gonna get V and Lozen started again.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I can dig that.
I'm pretty sure Cody was worried that Lozen and I were gonna go running off into the sunset together or something like that. I don't know what was going on. It was weird. I was just in the chat. So we're here today to do tutorial stuff. We had a few questions last week that we were not able to answer. It's a late night show, it gets a little wild, it gets a little crazy. It was a Friday night too. While also riding a unicorn. Yes, of course it's on a unicorn.
Wait, who's riding a unicorn?
Me and Lozen off into the sunset, leaving Kodazetti, my wife, and all of our kids behind, apparently. Joseph said that to participate in the game jam or receive an award, you must have an interview with us. What?
Who is us?
Is that
That's what I want to know. I want to do an interview.
I do not speak English. I use a translator. So, no, there's no... I think that's a misunderstanding. There's no need to have an interview to win a game jam. Joseph has been doing game jams with people who have won. So, like Kodazetti and Lozen have won before. Andy Ritchie, a bunch of other people in our community here on the stream have been in the top 10 or the top 3 or even the grand prize winners for the game jams. So Joseph likes doing interviews with those people to talk about their process, how they get inspired for ideas, what sort of mechanics they developed that were unique and exciting and different from what other people have done. But it's not required that anybody in the game jam does an interview. That's not a mandatory thing. If somebody would mind sharing that in text in the chat, I believe that question came from Twitch. So if
it was,
I don't know.
ORANOOOOS is their
Lucas is
username.
On YouTube. So if somebody on Twitch could kind of relay that, because they use a translating software, so they may not have understood everything I said.
Actually, I'll shoot him a message and I'll tell him to message me after and I'll get it to him.
Okay. So quick, some FAQs. I know these questions pop up a lot, and they're probably going to pop up throughout the stream as people join in later on. When is Mac version coming out? Very, very soon. I cannot stress how soon it is. I can't give specific dates that are not announced. That's just not... I'm not allowed to do that. And if I was to do that, they would probably get delayed for some reason and just make me look like a big goofball. So I'm not going to do it. And on top of that, every single time you ask, this is a joke. Every single time you ask, it gets delayed a little bit longer.
It's not a joke.
That's not really happening. But Lucas said it's real. So Lucas said that is in fact the truth. So blame Lucas. It is very soon. I believe we've said this before. The Mac version of the game maker and the game client will be available for Alpha 2. So that is the plan. Unless something blows up somewhere, probably. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So yes, if you're on Mac, you should be able to play in Alpha 2. That is, as far as I know, 100% in the plans. And the game maker is also planned along with that. Let's see. So optimistic. Well, no, I mean, I have been told that is definitely in the plans. So as far as I know, unless something else happens, that's what should be happening. When is Alpha 2? I cannot say that. But just keep in mind, the thing that I can say, because it's officially announced, is that the games winning the Alpha 2 Jam are supposed to be in Alpha 2, and the Alpha 2 Jam is closed. So
It's closed.
just think about, like, what that means for the timeline across multiple dimensions. That is that's what's going down.
In all
Any comments
instances
on
of the
my hype
multiverse.
tweet? Any comments on my hype tweet from yesterday? I mean, some of the things that I just said now are things that were kind of communicated in that meeting, which are things that I already knew and I sort of already said on stream before. Sorry. Okay, V, I'm sorry. Lucas already ate all the beans off the floor. I cannot spill any more beans. They have been eaten.
They are done.
The only beans left are in my coffee. So.
I ate those too. He doesn't even know it. His coffee has nothing. It's just water. It's dirty water.
Ew. Just a little bit of creamy water. Nice. All right. Round 21 Game Jam announcement when? That is an Andy Ritchie question. I do not know. There's no Game Jam award ceremony planned for the round 21 one at this point. That might change. But as far as I know, there's no event like our usual stream for the round 21 event. Maybe round 21 will do something. I don't know. But as far as I know, no announcement for that. The judges are working on those games, playing through those games. So as far as timeline details, you'll have to ask Andy. I don't know if he's in the chat with us today or not. But that's about it. So let's see, any other hype tweet stuff? I think that's all that I can really say about that. Just
and you've already said a lot. I mean, yeah, you haven't said much, but you've already said a lot.
What I can say is like a lot of the plans for Alpha 2 are very solid, and the issues that some people had with distribution of alpha passes, I think we've addressed most of those, and it's going to be a lot more fair feeling this time. I mean, I think we did a good job on Alpha 1, but there were some valid
concerns.
Concerns, and this is a learning process. Not a lot of games have released with a what's the math on it? Wait a second. Let me do the math. Let me do the math here. 1,000 times 5,000 times generous 5. So not a lot of people have done like a $25 million giveaway for an alpha event.
Nope. I don't know anybody.
Which is roughly, I mean, it's a little on the high side because of the current market situation, but that's basically what it came down to. Is the Sandbox gave away $25 million to players in the alpha
just to play a video game that they already wanted to play.
That's in alpha. So I mean, there's not a whole lot of times that has happened in the past that I've heard of. So we don't plan on slowing down on this at all. We're gonna keep going like we're going, but it's we're trying to make sure that everybody can be included in a better way. So will there be more Alpha 2 passes? So yes, Alpha 2 pass is a separate thing. So this was kind of maybe not laid out so clearly as in the past, but Alpha 2 definitely has its own pass. And the Alpha 1 pass is not an Alpha 2 pass. And we tried to stress that earlier. It does not mean that the Alpha 1 pass is totally useless, because Seb did say that there's that holders are rewarded. And I know what that means now, and I can't say. So but I am sure the announcements will come out soon. And that is as much teasing as I can do about the alpha. As I'm seeing questions about the Creator Fund. I was hoping to discuss that today on stream. The announcement has not gone out officially yet on our social media or on a Medium article. So I am waiting for that information to come out officially before I talk about it. We have good plans for the future. And that's really all I can say about that. Is just sit tight. There will be news about it. And that's that. So we got all those questions out of the way. If you see people asking them in the chat and you want to like relay those answers, I would greatly appreciate it, because today we're gonna get kind of down and dirty in the tutorial here. We're going to make
I like
some
getting
boss
dirty.
fights. We're gonna make some boss fights. People are asking, how can they make their bosses stronger? Well, the first thing that we can do to make a boss stronger is to use like a legendary opponent or something. So if you got an alpha dragon, there's one right there. It's got 3 power gems and a defense gem. That means its attack is super high. So this is the simplest way to make your enemy stronger, is by having ones with gems and catalysts. Now, I know that is not a feature that everybody can take advantage of yet, because not everybody has access to the gems and catalyst platform. And even if you did have access through some URL manipulations with caching issues on the website right now, which we're working very hard to fix, getting to that page can sometimes be a struggle. So it affected me working last night. So we're working on fixing that, making sure the site's nice and super stable. So I'm not going to go over how to add gems and catalysts to your thing right now. I was considering doing that, but right now I think it would just make people more frustrated than it would help them. We are reworking the upload process for assets. So the gems and catalysts, I believe, should be going back into the normal upload workflow, so you can set them at the time of upload specifically for testing out. It does not mean that those gems and catalysts have actually been applied to your NFT. You do have to own the gems and catalysts in order to mint that item with the gems and catalysts you set, but you can still test in the game maker even if you don't own those gems and catalysts. But like I said, we're not going to go over that process today, just because people aren't really going to be able to use it. What I'm trying to give today is things that you can do right now to make bosses in your game stronger.
Right now.
Right now. Right now.
Right now.
So we've got a legendary boss here. You can see his power is high, and you can see that his attack is up to 147.
Jesus.
That is, I believe that comes across as a hit of approximately 147 damage, but I think it's also multiplied out by additional things. So if we're just hanging out here, he's just gonna one hit me. He hit me so hard I didn't even see what the damage it was. It's just
he's just murking you.
He's just over and over again. So let's set us up as something that can take a hit. We're gonna go to our global parameters here, and we're gonna set ourselves as a custom avatar. And I'm going to be Sea Dog Alex here, because Sea Dog Alex is a legendary.
Oh.
Meaning that Sea Dog Alex S. Brownbeard is actually going to have some extra hit points. Yeah, level 1 versus level 100 boss fight. That's exactly what was happening. And we're going to upgrade our equipment here. So we're going to be fully decked out. We've got the Shimmering Cutlass. We've got the Tactical Boatswain Hook. We've got the Admiral Cavalier.
I really like the hook, I'm not going to lie.
I'm pretty happy with the hook.
Yeah, you should
the way
be.
that came out. The Admiral Jacket, the Admiral Gloves, and the Admiral Boots. Okay, so we're fully decked out. We're about as strong as a character can get in the game. And let's see, can we see how big those hits are? 506 to 3. Yeah, so basically hitting 150. Yeah, pretty close to 150 there. And we can see that with our fully charged attack, we're doing about 150 damage also. 148.
And he's running away. Look at him go. He's a coward.
Ooh, I still died.
Oh, the
Okay.
coward beat you.
So this is 2 legendaries fully matched up against each other. Fair fight. At that point you would expect to be able to do that kind of damage to him. So if you fully decked out a character, even a legendary is going to struggle. We've got some is that Thai in the chat? We got some people from Thailand, I think.
I think so, but it looks like one of our followers actually speaks Thai as well, so
Oh,
I'm going
great.
to have them do some translating for me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if it's I can't do translating live on the chat here, so unfortunately I can't answer those questions, but if you're in our community and you can help answer those questions, we greatly appreciate you helping out people in the chat when they don't speak English. So we've got 2 legendaries facing off against each other, pretty much equally matched. So even that fight is really not that exciting. I mean, we're doing big numbers, but I've got 800 health. This one's got 1,038 health, and the fight is over in less than 30 seconds because my character is just so OP at this point. So, of course, the thing you could do is you could put in like 10 dragons, and that can just be a little ridiculous sometimes. So, what we can do, something that will make it more challenging and possibly help it to be challenging across multiple levels. So no matter what level your character is when they come in, no matter how much equipment they have or how strong their character is, you can make a level that is challenging in that it's not just raw numbers against raw numbers. What's going on here? Lucas is hiding things.
No, I'm not. I never said that.
Key remapping. I don't think there's going to be key remapping. I'm not sure.
What is key remapping?
Changing. So you've got your WASD keys. Being able to change that to your arrow keys or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got our control list. We don't have a way to change these right now. I imagine in the future we will.
Remapping. I get it.
Yeah. I imagine in the future we will have it. But right now, that is not, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of game client changes for the Alpha 2. I think we're more improving just our overall systems. So making sure like stability of the connections, the way we run the Alpha, things like that. I believe that's where more of the changes are focused. The next update for the Game Maker and the Game Client, I think, is going to be bringing the major update for the Game Maker and Game Client is going to be bringing some major new stuff. I'm not even sure what all of it is myself. So, yeah, I don't know if key remapping is in the cards for that, but eventually I can't imagine that not being on the list for the future. All right, so some things that we can do, and we've done this before. What you can do to make a boss more interesting is to wait, rarity reset. There we go. Okay, couldn't find my totems. You can make your boss fight more like a puzzle.
I love puzzles.
Puzzles are great, and this is a way that you can spread out the difficulty across more. Why is my totem's invisible here? Interesting. So you can make it so that way it is a lot more difficult to directly fight the boss, just raw numbers against raw numbers, your damage versus their health. So it's been a little while since we've done this, but one of the things we can do is we can make the boss technically invincible. Okay. Or actually, we don't even have to do that. This is one of those things where if players, you can reward players by having them collect equipment. So players who are good at finding stuff and who take the time to explore could be rewarded with a really easy boss fight where they've got their legendary gear and they just run up and start smacking. And then, they get through the boss fight really fast because they took the time to play through the game, do all the quests, collect all the equipment, and they've leveled themselves up. But if a player hasn't done that, they get to the boss fight, and then they're like, well, now I'm stuck. What do I do? So you can make it so that way the boss has another way to be defeated if they're playing smart. Okay? So we don't have a way to change power levels of characters in the game. I'm not sure if we'll see that in the future. Ultimately, we want to have the visual scripting, so you'll be able to change all the game mechanics any way that you want. But right now, we're just talking about the features that are currently existing. So we're going to open up our hierarchy panel, which is covered up by the chat. I'm going to hide the chat for a minute, just so you can see what I'm doing. There. Goodbye, chat.
Oh, thank you.
Someone asks if you can make a generic creature high-powered. Yeah, we'll go over yes and no. We will cover that also after this. So first we're going to make a boss fight that's a little more interesting, and it's going to kind of segue into this because we're going to kind of show three different things. So we've got our number pad. This could be any item. I use the number pad because it's a very simple item, very easy to use. We're going to set no behavior, no indicator, and we're going to take our alpha dragon here, and we're going to attach it as a child of the numpad switch. So now, these are tied together as I move around the numpad. You see the dragon moving around. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the alpha dragon, and we're just going to leave it exactly as it is. Remember, this is for a player that's coming in with like low damage. They have no weapons necessarily, maybe like a basic sword. We're going to get rid of all. Well, we'll leave that stuff on. We don't need to change that right now. But so we're going to go to the numpad switch, and we're going to add a health component to it. Now it's way up in the air. We can't attack this thing, so it's safe. And there will be a giveaway later. So stick around. We're not going to release it yet, but stick around. And we're only keeping the giveaways open for like 5 minutes, so keep an ear out.
5 minutes. And
yeah,
then it's done.
Right. We're doing them really fast and snappy because people fill out that form so quickly. So we're going to you gotta pay attention if you want to get the prize.
In and out.
All right. So we've got the health here. We're gonna edit logic, and we are going to add. We can add an instant death message. So we've got one already here that says kill. Let's check the dragon. It probably has the same instant death message. Yeah, it's also got an instant death message of kill.
That's instant death message. Sounds like a really good name for a band.
All right. So we are going to change that to be separate. So we're going to say boss kill. Okay, we got that in there. All right, and we've got these totems. We're going to add a health component to these also, so we can hit these. All right, and so you can already see that the max health on these is 50, which is a lot lower than what we have on the boss of 1038. So these totems are a lot easier to kill. And we're gonna spread them out here.
Watching you work in here is always very impressive because you're just so fluid with it.
Well, I'm actually a little rusty right now, so I'm having some struggles, but we'll get there.
I don't believe you. Please stop lying to me.
And actually, yeah, I shouldn't have started duplicating these. I've already made a mistake. We're not duplicating these yet because we've got to add some logic to this guy before we duplicate him out. So we're gonna have we're gonna have what I like to call a relay item. This is gonna send messages to another item. So this numpad here, anytime a totem is destroyed, is going to damage the parent object. Okay, and when we destroy a parent object, it destroys its child also. So this is one way of doing things. And you know what? Actually, I think I just thought of a better way to do this. This will be our second example. So I'm gonna have to try to remember that second way of doing it. So far we've got the dragon as a child of the numpad here, and the numpad is what we're gonna destroy. And we've got this trigger. We're gonna change this from a button to a message broadcaster. And we don't need an indicator on it. We're gonna be hiding the item anyway. All right, and so every time that these totems die, we're going to edit the logic, and message sent on death is going to be boss DMG, just short for damage. All right, and then every time this message broadcaster, edit the logic again, message to send, we're going to wait before broadcast. and we're gonna wait for bass damage. Apparently, base damage. Apparently, O and A aren't even next to each other on the keyboard. I don't know how I did that. I guess A is next to S. So, base damage. Base damage.
I liked how you did it originally. I'm not gonna be honest.
It doesn't matter what the message says because nobody sees it. It's just
it matters to me.
It matters if you know what it means. You as the game creator, you see it and you go, "Oh, I know what that means." So when I see base damage, I'm going to be like, "Oh, yeah, that's when I made the spelling mistake." But at least I know what it affects. The 10K Wizzy project is going to be usable avatars. Yes, that's actually what it's waiting for right now. Is that we are still working on the avatar platform. So basically, as soon as Snoop Dogg drops with his avatar project, I'm going to be like, make all the
right
Wizzies.
Behind it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm legitimately like kind of like vibrating a little bit right now just thinking about it.
Lucas is just like glowing in the dark over there. Just...
I am. My wife hates it. It's very hard for her to sleep.
All right. So we destroy a totem and it sends out this message, base damage. Actually, you know what? I think I'm making it more complicated. I'm going to try something real quick here. We're going to say, ooh, did I just delete the totem? Okay. All right. I hit backspace a little too aggressively and it was just like, oh, you want to delete the whole thing? There we go. I got it back. We're back. Now I got to make sure to spell damage correctly because it does actually matter here. So we're going to go damage, space, and we're going to say 25. I believe it's damage. Am I remembering this correctly? I think I am.
I have no idea.
Okay, and we're going to say send to tags. It's very important that you send to the right tag on this. So damage, send to tag, and we're going to say boss is the tag. Okay. And for this numpad up here, that's the parent, we're going to add boss as a tag there. So now every time we destroy the totem, this should be getting hit. Okay, so let's test it out. We're going to look up there and we're going to see. Whoop. Now we're targeting. I think I saw it work. The targeting was so fast that I missed it, actually. It might be helpful to not have a dragon chasing me while I'm doing it. Okay, let's do it with something with a little bit more damage here. We're going to say damage 100. So it like definitely kills that numpad.
That poor numpad. It never had a chance to really get going.
The numpads are so overworked and underappreciated. Okay, so that didn't work. Let me check. I wish like Andy or Cyber Dragon was in the chat right now because my old messages are gone. I think I cleared my cache, and I had old messages. Let's see here. Sandbox, Gitbook. This is actually a tutorial that we have on our Gitbook. Let's see, Sand. Does this have the Game Maker stuff in it? Let's see. Lucas, if you could try to get a hold of Cyber Dragon. Oh, Andy. Andy's here. Andy, am I right? Is it damage for the message to damage items? It's been a little while since I've done this, and I did not prep. So we're going like right off the cuff here from memory of months ago. Damn it. There's no space. That's what I did wrong. There's no space. Okay. This should do it. So we're going to remove the predator behavior here so that way this dragon isn't chasing me around while I'm doing this. And,
that doesn't sound like much fun.
I mean, it's more fun when the dragon's chasing you, but it's also more difficult. So we're going to...
That's fair.
Have the dragon not chase just for testing purposes. And
damage with a capital D is what Cody
yes.
says.
Yeah, no, the only thing I did wrong was I had a space in there.
Ah.
So I was close. So damage, colon, and we're going to put 25. Okay, and we're going to make sure, I think the numpad is health 50. Yeah, so 2 hits should do it. We're going to duplicate out this totem. And now the dragon's not chasing me around, but I do a whackety whack here. And
Boom.
whackety whack here. And nothing happened.
Boom.
What'd I do wrong?
But in theory, killing the totems would destroy the dragon.
That's what's supposed to be happening. So let me double check the tags here. We've got the boss tag here. This is all the troubleshooting. So this is, anytime you're making a game, you have to go through these kind of iterative phases to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So message sent on death sends damage 25 to the boss tag. That should be it. So this might be one of those cases of like a relay, or of needing a relay. Let's see. We're gonna say life bar on hit, invincible's false. Yeah, no, all of that should be working correctly. Block damage doesn't. Okay. Block damage doesn't have any input on this. Block damage is when an object is touching a certain type of block, it gets hurt. So like that's how we do like lava damage, stuff like that. So that doesn't really have any bearing here. So I guess we do need the relay. I was hoping to do it without it, but I'm guessing that damage does not send through. Last time I used the damage messages, I used a relay. Okay. Yeah, I kind of, that's why I started using a relay first, but as I was looking at it, I'm like, maybe we can do without the relay, and then my dreams got shattered. So we're going to do message broadcast. We're just doing the same setup, but we're sending the message through a proxy basically here. So we're using our message broadcaster. We don't need the indicator. We are going to... Do you need to send... You don't need to send to tags for this. So we're going to remove that send to tag. We're going to delete our extra totem so we only have to change it once. We're going to... Let's see... Kill... Message sent on death. So we're just going to say trigger. Easy enough to use trigger. So the death of this one triggers this message broadcaster to do its thing. Yeah, it won't send to speaker. Message broadcast equals when. Yeah. Okay. So message to send on the message broadcaster is the damage 25. Broadcast type is to specific tags in range. We're going to increase that range to something ridiculous, like 500. It just covers everything. The tag it's going to is boss. Ideally, like you would put this broadcast range actually like in your boss fight area. So we can make this. It doesn't need to be that ridiculously large. It's just covering the whole map. And wait before broadcast and message required is trigger. Okay, so what's happening is we attack the totem, we destroy it. Its message that it sends when it dies is trigger, which goes out just into the air to everybody, including this message broadcaster. When this message broadcaster senses the trigger message being sent, it sends damage 25 to the boss tag in that range. Okay, and of course the boss tag is what we have on the numpad here, and we need 2 of these totems to destroy it. All right, so we run up to the first one, we give it a good whacky whack, and nothing happens.
What is going on?
Good. Well, let's maybe I just didn't wait long enough. Maybe there's a delay on the death. Hold on.
Oh. Yeah, let's give it a little patience.
Now it dies. And it worked. Right before your eyes. The snake oil salesman has destroyed the dragon. Woo, oh, we won. Okay. All right, now let's troubleshoot this. So we've got I've done this tutorial on stream before. Andy's like, go through it so I can see. Do I need to send it to tags? Andy? Message sent on death is trigger sent to tags. I could say relay. And relay. Oh, Andy says yes. Okay. So so you do need to send to tags, but it won't send that damage message to a tag. I don't know why. I feel like that's kind of a bug. It's like it works this way, but it doesn't work this way. It'll send another message, but it won't send the damage message. Okay. Now I've got relay. One more try. And if this doesn't work, I quit. Hey, there we go. Boom. Okay. So.
Boom!
Now, that's kind of an abrupt... I really like making games where the visual feedback to the player makes sense. So the dragon evaporating does not make sense. So
this is a magic dragon.
What I would normally do is have this broadcaster. So instead of having this be the parent that kills the child, we would normally, in the case of making this like a level independent situation, instead of having the numpad switch kill the dragon by despawning it, we would have like another kind of relay setup. So this thing dies with boss kill, and then it sends a message on death of, let's say, dragon kill. Okay. And that gets sent to tags dragon. And then this dragon, its death message is dragon kill. Okay. So now you get a really low level player who can't fight with this thing because it's doing too much damage. And they're like, okay, I can kill this. And then I can kill this. And that dies. And nothing happens to the dragon. Do I have to relay that one also? Good grief.
Good grief.
Dragon kill sent to tags dragon, or did I not add? I didn't add the tag. That was just a... I forgot. Add the tag.
Okay.
Didn't add
Makes
the tag.
sense.
Easy mistake. So do that.
That's why you do trial runs. I don't know if you know this, but people do this with games all the time. They got to test things out. Oh, yeah, there you go. Looks a lot better.
Alex appears to be slowly slipping out of the physical world and into the metaverse before our eyes. That's right. I'm going all in. So that looks oh, my forehead. Oh, you know what happened? The sun.
Oh.
It's the sun.
No. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
It's super hot in here because the heat in my home is dumb. The way it like senses zones. Well, there's no zone. The zone is downstairs. The zone is downstairs where it's super drafty, and so it gets cold downstairs, and it pumps my office upstairs full of heat. And so I have my window cracked open so I don't die in here. But because of that, the sunlight is hitting the wall, and it's making my forehead glow. So
it's not glowing. It's your. It looks like you're fading away. Like there's a crackling, like a static on your forehead.
Well, it's you're seeing through me. I'm Marty McFlying it right now.
You're quite transparent, Alex. Emotionally, physically, it's wonderful.
Not about leaks to the game though.
That stuff, he's solid as a rock, and it's quite unfortunate.
I mean, it's fortunate for my my ability to keep my job.
Yes, that is good.
Saitama's forehead, yes. One Punch Man. All right, so we're gonna just play that back in case you missed it. So we've got or we'll go with the full example. We'll show it for what it really is. So we're just gonna give a basic sword here. Let's see, where's a sword? There we go. Really low, level 1. Okay, we're gonna select none for the rest of our equipment. I have too many shoes. And we're gonna go to player's
Hey, Alex,
avatar. What's up?
you want to do a giveaway soon?
Yeah, when we're done with this one.
Okay.
We're almost ready there. Why don't I have the sword? I need at least a sword. We'll go with a punching glove. Where's my equipment? It's not showing up. What's going on here? Da, da, da. Sword V2? Maybe? One of these has got to show up. Come on. Give me something.
Nope.
No. Why did my equipment suddenly stop working? Okay, we're gonna save. We're gonna exit. We're gonna come back. I don't know what's going on with my inventory. It's just it's getting stage fright here. When POAP? I don't know.
We don't generally do POAPs in these streams.
I did say that there was going to be a POAP for that one stream, and I just have not had a chance to make it. But I have squirreled away some time from today after stream until Tuesday for me to catch up on some things where nobody's
Another
allowed to
vacation.
Bug me.
I said another vacation for Alex.
Yeah, another workcation.
Yeah.
What's a POAP? A POAP is a proof of attendance protocol. Oh, did I turn on the enemy behavior for this?
Yeah, it's not a POAP like Joe says, because he's a monster. I kid. We love Joe. He's amazing.
All right. So this dragon, ooh, whoa, it dragged me along. I've never seen that before.
That's wonderful.
Like, I'm just gonna pull
leading you back to its cave to eat
All right.
you.
So like we can get a hit in there. I did 8 damage. So this would be a very long boss fight, and you could chip away at it forever, and this would not be fun. This would not be fun. So I was a dumb player. Actually, you know what? Let's add the equipment to the map, just so you can see. This is we're gonna simulate a whole entire gameplay here. And let's see, where's the sword? I forgot what it's called. Shimmering cutlass. And sometimes in my brain I go like scimitar, and I'm like, wait, that's not what I named it. I made the thing, and I can't remember what it's called sometimes.
But you've made so many of the things that
I've made so many of the things. All right, so we've got all of our equipment here. We're gonna set it to be collectible. Okay, so we're a low-level character here. We can do 8 damage. We can roll away for the world's most boring Dark Souls fight where you die instantly. Okay, and died again. Okay. Hello. Somebody honking their horn outside. Now
they can cut it out
through hints in the game. You know, maybe there's a wizard character, there's a Wizzy the Blue over here going like, hey, the dragon's power comes from the totems or something like that. I'm like, oh, maybe I can destroy the totems. So I like run out of range of the dragon and I give a wacky whack on the totems. And it still takes a little while, but the totems don't kill me instantly, right?
Somebody needs to tell Wizzy that snitches get stitches.
All right. So I do that, and then we've defeated the dragon. So that is one way to do these things. What I would normally do is I would obviously hide the numpad switch, and we're gonna change the name on it to we'll say Alpha Dragon. So now when I attack these totems and it does damage, we see it as the alpha dragon getting hit up there. You could also run this as a quest. So you could totally hide the damage on that, because it does look a little weird to have that damage bar floating up in the air like that. I guess it makes it look a little more like Dark Souls or something, you know, having the boss fight bar at the top, but you can't really see it depending on the camera angle. So you could do it as a quest. You could say like defeat the dragon, and you have to fill up a bar to like you're kind of changing the mechanic from fighting the dragon directly to like accomplishing a quest. So every time that you defeat those totems, you're doing a quest. Whoops, in the rules here, that is saying like destroy all 4 totems, and you would see that quest accomplished, and then the quest being completed would be the thing that kills the dragon. So there's different ways to activate that, but we can see that we also have the option of, hey, I'm a pro player, pro gamer moves. I'm gonna wear all these fancy items, and I'm just gonna go in and wreck this dragon. And so it works both ways. And this is how you can make a fight. Oh, I'm about to die.
He gonna murk you.
Just barely. I had 1 hit left.
Stressful. Please don't do that to me.
So in this case, we've made it so that way we can either as a player who has not gathered everything, or as a player who has gathered everything, the boss fight still works either way in this case. Okay. Now, if you wanted a boss fight that, let's say you don't have a legendary. Let's say you've got, we're gonna totally change up everything. We're gonna make a new map, so everything's reset. What? Lucas is stop snitching about stuff? What's going on over there?
Nothing.
All right, Lucas, you wanna do the giveaway now? I can share that link in the chat. All right, we're gonna do a Wizzy the Blues hat giveaway. So if you've been paying attention and you're here, you've got 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Get that Duncan in me. All right. Let's see.
I got
how do 10K items work in the marketplace? Will 10K of them show up? So I'm not entirely sure yet how the marketplace will display the avatars, but I imagine they're going to be a separate part of the marketplace. Because 10K items, it's going to be hard to find, all the real gameplay items that you want when you've got these 10K avatar projects working in. So when we've got like the Bored Ape Yacht Club and Voxadeos and stuff, where it's a bridge where it's not actually an NFT on the Sandbox, it is just the local way it looks. So you've got your real Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT in your wallet. You connect to the game, and it lets you play as that avatar. It's not showing the Bored Apes in the marketplace. At least I don't think it would be that way. Say Dragon 2, great. Now for something like Wizzy, the 10K Wizzy project, they are NFTs on the Sandbox platform, but my hope, and like I said, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work, but my hope is that the avatars are going to be like a separate display, kind of like you can see both lands and assets in your inventory, but you don't see them like shuffled with each other. They're in 2 separate menus. So I imagine avatars is going to be a separate spot. And Lucas, you're keeping track of the time there with the 5 minutes?
I am.
Awesome.
I actually set like one of those kitchen timers, and it's like ticking away in front of me.
Ooh.
I know, I'm cool. Fancy.
All right, I just pasted the link in the chat again. Any chance you know if there is a land sale coming? There are land sales coming. There's always land sales coming until all the land is sold out.
Always.
And that's all I can say. I can't give out dates for things that are not announced yet unless I've been otherwise told that I can, in which case that's like top of the hour, like I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna hold that back. Let's see. Do I have anything? I don't have any dragons without damage. Let's see if I've got. Here we go. This is going to be our boss here. He doesn't have a gem or catalysts. Okay. But he looks pretty imposing.
He does.
Will there ever be a time that we can build in Blender and just use a GLTF in our games?
Dude,
Excuse
that
me.
is such a cool
Coffee's
boss.
coming back to bark. No, that is not in the plans. The sandbox is very specifically so unlike like crypto voxels, where you kind of have like a whole mix of styles, different scale voxels and mesh items and stuff. The sandbox is a very art directed game. Think of it more like Minecraft in that like Minecraft has a very clear art direction, and it's people oftentimes compare the sandbox to Minecraft, although I would say that the models are very clearly different in the kind of detail that we do. Um, but Minecraft has a very clear like style, and the sandbox has a very clear style, whereas Crypto Voxels is kind of style, not ambivalent. What's the word I'm looking for? Agnostic. Crypto Voxels is style agnostic. I guess you could almost say Crypto Voxels is very like punk in its look, because it's oftentimes like kind of a harsh mismatch of styles depending on the space. I mean, some people when they curate their space in crypto voxels are very attentive to making things match, make sure they're the same resolution, stuff like that. But sandbox, we kind of force it that everything is the same resolution, the voxels are always the same size, stuff like that. So there's no plans to bring mesh items into the sandbox at all. What we would do, what we're working on with the bridge is that you can make voxel versions of stuff. So if you have, say, some 3D NFTs, so like Voxodeus is one, although that is in a voxel style that's very close to our resolution anyway, so it kind of doesn't count. But let's say let's Greycraft, right? Greycraft are those
Done.
spaceships. Oh, hey, the form just closed, so Lucas is going to be deduping that. Remember, you can only join once, so if you join multiple times, Julia's like, now, Alex, now. What is? Oh, because Julia was also timing. Julia said 30 seconds. Hey, we got some Greek in the chat here. I'm sorry, I can't read Greek, but I recognize it. So Greycraft is a 3D mesh styled thing. Or okay, good example. Somebody we're actually partnered with, and one that we're actually working on an avatar project with is Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse is the heads, HEAD5. The mouse heads are 3D meshes. They're GLTFs, and you can actually go and you can if you know what you're doing, you can go and grab that mesh file from the IPFS. But it's the way we're bridging those is we're bridging them as voxels. So people who have those NFTs, the system will sense that and say like, okay, here's the voxel version of that has been created. So you won't be able to directly drop your mesh into the sandbox, but you will be able to connect your mesh project through a bridge to the sandbox. And that is just kind of to keep the style and look of the sandbox similar. And people will have different voxel styles. Even in our creator fund, people have different styles.
And it's wonderful.
We are pretty art directed in the creator fund to kind of keep a consistency, make sure everything's the same size. So that's how we do that.
Can I ask a question? Actually, somebody's asked this a couple times in the chat.
Sure.
It's something that I'm actually curious about myself. Consumables. Is there going to be a time when we can mimic consumable items from the inventory?
Okay, yeah, from the inventory is an important difference because you can mimic it from the game. So you could say like, I'm going to pretend this numpad is a health pack, and we've done the tutorial before. It was actually the same time we did the like damaging a dragon that's invincible kind of tutorial, and we were like making bombs fall from the dragon. Maybe that was 2 different days. I feel like it was like the same week though. Um, so when you pick up an item like this, it can send a message that you picked it up, and one of those could be a heal. So like we're doing the damage message to fight the boss, you do a heal message for the character, so you can pick up an item. We saw that in several of the Game Jam games for The Walking Dead. People would have health packs. They'd pick them up, and you would get healed. And that's kind of the old-fashioned like Doom and Wolfenstein kind of way, where you don't have an inventory of health packs. It's just when you touch a health pack, it is consumed immediately. So you can do that. As far as consumable items from the inventory, I don't know if and when that'll happen. Now, you know what? I'm curious now if you could do it as like an infinite loop. So some games let you have an infinite healing item. You just have to be conscious to use it. So let's say we're going to say this hat has magical healing properties. And we're going to have it collect. It's going to be collectible. And collect message is going to be trigger. This is one of those things where we need a relay. And we're going to have that trigger set off a heal message for the player. Let's see, edit logic. We're going to say message to send is heal with a capital H, colon, no space, and 25. Okay. And broadcast range 30. This is one where you'd want to make it cover the whole map. So we'd say like 100. It's going to cover everything. Duration. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the button. I don't want to be a button. I want to be a message broadcaster. I'm missing some items here. Here we go. Okay. Visible, false. It's fine. Message to send is the heal 25. Broadcast type is to everyone. Specific tags in range. Broadcast range, we'll say 100. Tags that it's being broadcast to are avatar. That sends it to the player. Wait before broadcast, and it's going to wait for trigger. And that should do it. Now we need something for the player to touch that will damage them. So message to send, or we'll make the ape attack. We'll set this to predator. Okay. All right, so we're going to get hit a few times. Okay, we're going to pick up the hat. Okay, the hat just healed us. We're going to drop the hat we have to select it. So it's got the little frame bars around it. And we're going to press the D key and drop the item. Okay, and we're going to get attacked again. We're going to get attacked again. There you go. I had to make him mad. So he's a predator. Basically, he took a bite out of me already, so he's full right now. You have to wait for him to get hungry again to take another bite. All right, we pick up the hat, and we got healed again. So I just now made up a way for you to make infinite healing items to drop and pick back up. So you could think of this as like... I've seen some games where you like drop items, like I think Counter-Strike had something like that, or maybe TF2. I'm trying to remember. Some of them have. Maybe I'm thinking Payday and Left 4 Dead, where you can drop like a med pack kit or an ammo kit. So you hold it in your inventory, you put it down, and then you can pick up a med kit out of it. So in this case, it's infinite. Yeah, having a health potion in inventory. So the thing is, these aren't really consumable though. So you drop it, or you try to drop it. Drop. So we'll just pretend that this is modeled to look like a med kit. And we'll take a lot of damage here. PUBG has something like that too. I believe it. We're going to take a lot of damage.
Hey, Alex.
We good with the number? 323.
We are. Mm-hmm.
323. Okay, we're gonna run 323, and I'm taking a bunch of damage here so you can see that we can just pick up the hat and heal. You can drop it again. I mean, this isn't like super great because it's, you know, like why not just have something heal you automatically, kind of. But maybe somebody can make something useful out of this. So you just keep on putting the hat down, picking it back up, and it heals you. So that's that. All right, we're gonna run a random number generator here. We're gonna go to random number generator. 323 is the number. My 3 key is sticking. I don't know if you can hear me smacking it, but I think I need to
2,333.
Oh, you can scroll on this? That's weird. You can scroll and adjust the number that way.
Huh.
But when you scroll down, it scrolls away. All right. 323. Generate. 286 is the roll.
All right, I'm on it. Give me a few minutes.
Maxi Mac, are you on an iPhone or an iPad? We've been having some issues with the stream not working on iOS devices for a couple months now, and I've been trying to figure it out by adjusting settings. No on Windows. Okay. All right, well, I'm glad it's working now. Jazz Wolf, yes, we are planning on doing a tutorial on quests. How much time we got today? We're at the hour. So yeah, I was going to try to do that today also. I think we will do that next Saturday. Cuz we're not done talking about how to make bosses strong. So we showed how to make a boss that is strong for both a boss that works both for low level and high level players at the same time. But what if you want to make a boss that is hard even for a high level player? You know, I was gonna do it in this new one, but I think we've got enough set up where it'll be faster over here in the original boss fight one. Who is that lucky guy?
You gonna give me a second?
Yeah.
The first person that pulled up, it was
somebody who's already won, or somebody who entered a bunch of times.
No, it was Can you give me another roll on that?
Okay. All right. 323 it was?
Yes, sir.
Generate 78.
Okay. I'm back on the case.
All right. So so yeah, we'll cover doing different kinds of quests next time. Although if V is still here, V wow. I just like totally lost all lung capacity for a second there. I don't know what's going on there. V did a tutorial on the different kinds of quests. So V, if you want to share that link in the chat. Why roll again? So we're rolling again because the roll landed on somebody who had spammed. So usually we dedupe before doing the rolls, but it looks like maybe we missed one. You are only allowed to enter once, and we actually set it up on the form, so you have to log in to a unique Google account, so it means that somebody is logging out of their Google account and logging into multiple other Google accounts just to try to enter the form multiple times, and we can see that. So they get disqualified. And last night
I know this name.
Oh, we got. Are they a previous winner, or we're just?
I don't know if they're a previous winner. I'm pulling that up right now.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I know the name from the chat. So
hey, there we go. Counter quests and general setup of quests, or quets. V shared this link. I'm going to reshare the link, so that way it goes out to all of our platforms. And oh, you know, I've had the chat off this whole time on the stream. I like having it up so people can see the questions coming from other channels, because people do get confused. Like, you know, how come there's so many people in this giveaway when I only see like 100 people on my platform? And it's because we're streaming to about 6 different channels all at the same time.
Alex, I have the winner, and they are Not a previous winner.
Okay.
I am excited. Do you want to say it or can I?
Do you say it? That's fine. The winner is.
Okay. The winner is Open the Box over on YouTube.
Hey, congratulations, Open the Box. You just won Wizzy the Blues hat. And that will get sent out probably today. I just sent out, I had a couple backlogged that I sent out yesterday.
This is awesome. This is somebody who's incredibly active in the chat on YouTube, and they're always really positive, and this is a lot of fun for us.
Great. Oh, Hoddle Hill is being mean. More like Boo Tube.
Oh, Hoddle. Not cool, man.
But I completely get it. Yeah, the green is totally just the reflection on my face from my wall.
Are we back on that again?
Yeah, help. I accidentally went on a date with my mom, and now all my siblings have disappeared, and I'm starting to vanish.
If you start playing Johnny Be Good, I'm gonna be really excited.
I think YouTube would. I mean, well, actually, yeah, no, I think all the platforms would be like, no, mute. 1 second.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right.
See how much darker I am all of a sudden?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it's just the light coming in from the window. The curtain was just cracked like 3 inches because I was trying to let out some of the heat that's building up in here, and it makes a big difference in the lighting. All right. So congratulations, Open the Box. You'll be getting that soon. All right, now where were we? So we've got our first tutorial. If you were watching the past hour, what's in the box? No. You know, there's a donut shop that my parents like going to in our area. That's their slogan.
Oh.
But they know because there's a drawing vaguely resembling the actor holding the box going, "What's in the box?" It's a donut shop.
And if it's like a red jelly-filled donut, then hey, it's a red jelly-filled donut.
They do all sorts of crazy donuts. They like every single donut they do is like artisanal craziness, like super fancy. And then they have a slogan from was it Seven? Is that the name of the movie?
I believe so. It was Brad Pitt and I don't remember anybody besides Brad Pitt because he's just so dreamy.
Is it Morgan Freeman?
Actually, maybe. I'm gonna look it up now.
I think it's Morgan Freeman.
I think you're right.
Alex, when you bring me some donuts, you live, Julia. I know where you live. You live so much closer to that donut shop than I do. You live about 10 minutes away from that donut shop, and I live almost an hour from that donut shop.
Yeah, Julia, when you gonna bring us donuts? Huh?
Movie is Seven.
It's Morgan Freeman, yeah.
Seven. Is that how you say it?
Seven. I got nothing.
When donut. Do I have any donut stuff in here? We should get back to the tutorials. I do have a donut. When donut. Right now. There's donut. That's a good health item. That's a perfect item for giving health to your character, right?
It really is.
Just you're making like the Simpsons game and just like donuts.
There you go. And is it animated and moving on its own, or is this something you did to it?
I didn't make this. I don't know who made this. It is moving on its own. This is by William Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
One of our old school artists here. So, all right, back to the tutorials. Let's wrap this up. Made by Blender Guru. There you go. It's a little low res for Blender Guru, but I guess it's possible. So we've got our first fight. So the first hour we spent troubleshooting how to make a boss that is good, both if you have a lot of equipment and if you don't. So if players coming in totally unprepared, they still have an option to destroy these totems, which will instantly kill the dragon. And when we talk about quests next week, we can revisit this setup to see, because right now that we get the health bar from up here getting destroyed, and it looks a little weird. So we can figure out more nuanced ways to show this, so that way it makes sense from a player's perspective. Like when they get visual cues of what's happening, it all makes sense. Like when they do something, they do an action, they see a reaction, and they're like, "Oh, I did that. That makes sense." Right now, it makes sense because you all watched me do it. Do I have multiple totems here? Oh, that's weird. It's
You're
like
my totem, Alex.
no. When I drag it and then I click away, it's like no, I wanted to stay here. It's leaving a ghost behind. It's reminding me of like Ben is dead, something, or Ben drowned. That's what it was. That creepypasta with Majora's Mask.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I thought you got really morbid for a
don't look
there.
don't get involved. You don't want to know. All right, so anyway, so low level players or players like without a lot of equipment, they have an option to destroy these, get rid of the dragon. Next week we can do some quests to make that whole process make sense to the player through the narrative. Then if they've got a lot of equipment, they can just go right in and start hitting the dragon, and it'll be super easy, barely an inconvenience. The other thing that we can do is and this kind of has two. We can force the player to have to do the totems instead of killing the dragon. And that was the first one I was going to show, and then I decided to back away from that. So what we can do to force the players to kill the dragon instead is to make the dragon a child of the numpad here. So you can't really see it too well because of the chat, but just trust me, I'm grabbing the one that says Alpha Dragon here, and I'm dragging it to the numpad switch. So now, oh, I dragged it to the wrong numpad switch. Shame on me. We're gonna drag it to the one that says Alpha. Oh, it's because I changed the name on it. Okay, all right. So Alpha Dragon is now a child of Alpha Dragon, but it's the numpad switch one. I'm just confusing myself here. That's all right. Okay, now they're attached. Okay, so the dragon is attached to the numpad here. So now we can click on the dragon, and we can actually go to edit logic here, and we can say that the dragon is invincible, set it to true. So now we should probably put on the equipment here. Oh, and the dragon's also invisible, so that's scary. So in this case, we have to turn on the transparency for the numpad here. We can actually just hide it inside the body of the dragon. So we're going to move the dragon up so the numpad is contained inside of it. Okay. And we're actually going to put it up in the head area here, so it's a little bit up out of the player's reach. A little bit.
A little bit.
Kind of, it's still in the body, but it's more like it's up higher, so it's going to be harder for the player to actually hit the numpad. And now I need to be able to select it. There we go. I'm going to move this back down, so that way the dragon is on the ground. And actually, I just realized that this won't really work. Why am I doing it this way?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know why I just tried moving that. I'm trying to remember what my logic was for putting it up there. We can just totally hide it. Yeah, bring the dragon back up. So there's no way for us to hit the numpad accidentally. It's hidden underground. Why was I trying to do it that way? I don't know. I was like, I had an idea, and I'm not sure why I was doing it that way. But so we've made the dragon invincible. Okay, so when we go to attack it, I understand what I was doing. It's because I made it visible. I made the numpad visible so we could see the dragon. So there's a thing right now where if you have a child of an invisible item, the child also becomes invisible. there's a way around it, but it becomes more complicated and convoluted, so we're not going to do it. All I did was I put the numpad underground, so it's out of sight. It really doesn't matter where the numpad is, because we don't need to see it. So I need to put on the equipment though, so I'm not instantly killed by the dragon here.
Because he's kind of a jerk.
He's he's just a big boy, and you can see he took half of my health, and I'm wearing all legendary equipment, and that's just because my character is not legendary. I'm using the default avatar. You see how much of a difference it has to have the player character be a legendary. It makes a big difference. Yeah, my health is at my max health is 329. It was 800 when I had a legendary character. So we run in here, and I'm doing hits, but they're not doing any damage because the dragon is invincible. But now, when I hit these things, the dragon dies and kind of disappears instantly. So what you want in this case, I'm trying to think. I don't think we have enough time to go through it today, but what you can kind of do is, because that dragon disappears instantly, if you attach a spawner to it, you can quickly despawn the dragon and respawn a new one that can be damaged. And there's two different ways that we can finish this up. So you can consider that the totems are a shield. So once you have destroyed the totems, in the place of the original dragon, which disappears pretty much instantly, you will spawn another dragon that can be damaged right there. So that's one way you can kind of expand the boss fight to be a multi-stage thing and make it more interesting. So you keep on trying to attack the dragon, and it keeps on, it's just like, whatever, your swords mean nothing to me. So once you destroy the totems, its shield is down, you've despawned the original dragon and spawned a new one in its place. And that one can be hit and damaged. It's not invincible. Or you can have it die instantly. If you want just the totems to be the thing that get destroyed, you could spawn a new dragon in its place, and then immediately send the death message to that one, so it'll play the dying animation. I'm going to try something. I don't think it's going to work. If you put a death delay on these, so if we do like say a +2 death delay on that item, and then a -2 death delay on this one. But I don't think it's going to work, though, because I'm pretty sure the dragon's still going to disappear instantly. So we'll go over here. We'll do a wacky whack whack, not to the dragon. Get rid of that totem. It's one. And yeah, he just vanishes. So the thing is that because the dragon is invincible, even sending a death message to it will not play the death animation. Sending a death message to an invincible creature does nothing. I have asked that we change that, because I feel like that's a valuable way to implement things, a much more simple way to be able to have an invincible creature still be killable in some way. But yeah, for now, what I would say is have a spawner that's attached to the dragon. So the same way that we attached the dragon to that numpad, and that numpad disappearing is what kills the invincible dragon. Have a spawner attached to the dragon, so wherever the dragon moves, this spawner is right there with it and facing in the same direction, and it will just spawn a normal dragon that can be attacked. So that's I think we can do that maybe for the quests next week. We'll cover that. But today, that's basically how you can make a dragon that will be more challenging for a player to attack. The other half of that question, besides just the health, so you don't have a boss that's like got 50 health. Like, what if I made this totem the boss? It would have 50 health. Like, that's just what a common item's max health is when it has no catalyst and no gems. So in the case of the dragon, let's say, its max health was 50. How do we make this more challenging? Well, I just showed you how to make it invincible, and how to make to make its health be dependent on something else. Like in the case of these totems, we can make it so you need to destroy 50 totems. You know, we would change this message to be damage 1. Well, on the relay, that is. The relay would do damage 1 instead of damage 25. And then it would take, 50 of the totems being destroyed in order to actually kill the parent of the dragon. So that's a way you can boost the health or the perceived health of the dragon. How do you boost its attacks? Well, that's a little more complicated. One thing that you can do is if you use you can lower all the other healths in your game to reflect the lowest common denominator. So if you go to global parameters and controller, you'll see that there's locks on all of these items. And we go to component, avatar health, it's all locked. So you can change to a custom character. So we're going to say custom avatar, and we've got CDog Alex automatically in there. So now we go to controller, and now you can change all these items. Now this makes your game not eligible for the metaverse stuff, like alpha quests and things like that. You do have to use the same standard base stats. The reasoning for that is that it keeps the alpha quests, it's just any sort of season pass quests, not necessarily alphas, could be true for beta and later on. If you end up having this game minted to a land and you want that land to be monetized through the seasonal pass events, you'll want to be using the default avatar system, so that way these stats are locked in and everybody's kind of on the same playing field. It makes it harder to like have super easy quests that kind of game the system. That if people remember like Team Fortress 2 and stuff, people would make like custom maps where you'd like instantly get all the hats and things like that, and then those maps end up getting banned and stuff because they're basically letting people cheat through the system. So keeping with the default avatar system helps keep you in good standing with everything else. But you can still do custom games, and that's totally valid way to use your space. So you use a custom avatar. You can start adjusting these stats. We go to the component for health, and you can drop your avatar health all the way to say like 10. And then you make sure that most of the enemies, or we'll say more like a reasonable 25. And then all of the enemies on your map, you can set the damage that they deal to only be like 1 or 2. And then you get to the boss and you say, okay, the boss is going to hit for 10. And then all of a sudden your boss, which has very low base stats, the hits actually mean a lot more for the avatar that has really low health by default. So that becomes a little more complicated when you add any equipment, because then the equipment will start upgrading the stats at a different rate. Like the adding on those equipment items, you can't change the amount that an equipment will upgrade the player by. That's kind of like a base stat, but you can use low level equipment to have more impact. Other ways to make the boss hit harder, you can have certain timed events. So this one would be a little complicated. I don't think I can really show a tutorial on it right now because I would have to figure some things out. But if you have, you could have like companions around the player that don't collide with him, but kind of like follow him around. You can actually make like a little swarm of characters. We'll use the donuts actually. I just said we're not going to do it on stream, but now I want to figure it out. So we'll say this is a I'm trying to think, and melee enemy I think is the best one to use because it kind of surrounds the player. And if we do melee enemy, they have no damage that they do. They do 0 damage. They move about as fast as they can. We're going to edit logic. We're going to add a prey tag to it just in case. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. And I think I think this is all we need to have it surround the player. Oh, and we're going to turn off collisions so we can run through them without getting stuck on top of them. So no collisions. And we're going to duplicate it out a bunch of times. And now these should kind of, see, they all surround like that. So we're actually going to take that attack distance and we're going to make it really close. So we're going to edit logic, attack range as low as it can go. And now they're going to surround the player very closely. See how they're like right around me like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you can kind of do pets this way. I mean, it does look kind of weird to have them like constantly attacking you. If you get items with high speed, they will follow much more closely. So obviously the donut doesn't have a lot of speed.
Shocking.
But, yeah, I know. But they can't attack me. They're just like they're like, I'm gonna bite your ankles, and you just like are like, whatever. I'm just, I'm not afraid of you. You're a donut.
I'm afraid of the donut.
So we're gonna delete the extra ones just so that way we make sure that the stats are all the same. Now the thing is, we're gonna try to see if the dragon will attack it though, and that's what I'm not sure about. Well, we'll see in a second here. So we're gonna set their health really low. The issue I see here potentially is that we could accidentally hit them ourselves and we'll damage ourselves. So I don't think this will actually, yeah. So this, my experiment proved that it didn't work. So my idea was that these things would follow you around, and when the dragon attacks you, it also attacks those, and those dying would damage you, and we would make them invisible. So you just kind of have an aura around you of things that could actually hurt you more.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is when you swipe the sword, you actually destroy them yourself. So you would just be hurting yourself every time you swing the sword. Sword.
Are you an Adventure Time fan?
I've seen maybe half an episode.
No, fair enough.
I mean, some of the art looks really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I haven't really kept up with Cartoon Network in the past
decade,
10, 15 years. Yeah.
That's fair.
Alex, more of a regular show guy. I've seen a little bit of Gumball, and I thought that was pretty cool. I really like the animation in that show. More of a BoJack Horseman kind of guy. That's what I am. All right, so yeah, I don't. As far as making the dragon deal more damage for each hit, I think really scaling down the stats is the best way to do it right now if you don't have access to put gems on an enemy. Yeah, I'm not. There's other ways to damage the player. So we've got that damage message. We can have other things going on, like you can have. We did this tutorial a long time ago. I think it feels like almost a year ago. We had the dragon flying around dropping bombs, and they would blow up, and they would do damage. So that is you can have hazards, is what we would call those, hazards or traps or things. You can have spikes coming out of the floor. We've seen some of this in game jams too. People have had spikes coming out of the floor. They've had rocks falling down on the playing field. Lozen and Cody did that in the I think they did both of those. They did at least the falling rocks in Anarchy. So you can have hazard type stuff like that going on during a boss fight, which will damage the player more. They have to think more carefully about how they move around. You can have platforms dropping out into lava. There's lots of other ways to hurt the player to make them think more carefully about how they approach a boss fight. But as far as the boss directly in of itself doing more damage to the player, I don't think of a way. I can't think of a way that makes sense other than just scaling down the base stats so the player has less health. And that's about all I got for you there. But eventually, it'll make we're improving the dashboard so that way people will be able to experiment with adding gems and catalysts. And obviously, eventually we'll have gems and catalysts as those rewards for land staking, so that way you can start minting your stuff. with those stats. So that's all in the future. I'm not going to like explain how to do that until those systems are like ready for you to actually use them, because right now they're still in a state where they can change. So
they are in flux.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't changed too much, but by the time people actually have access to them, like there's no point in giving a tutorial on something that might be totally different by the time it comes out. So
I don't want to learn a new skill if it's going to be pointless in a month.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So all right. So I think that's about it. We covered how to make a boss that's hard for both um low level players and high level players. We covered how to make an invincible boss where you have to break other things to break the boss. And we covered how to make a boss more stronger in comparison to the player who has been reduced in stats. So I think that covers most of the bases. Stronger. Yeah.
Stronger.
Yeah. So I think it's fairly successful. And then next week we'll be jumping into quests. So I'm gonna see about cleaning up this level a bit and making this something a little more interesting. Have it make some more sense with narrative design ideas, and add some quests to it, so that way people can see how those mechanics work. Definitely check out V's video. I think I still have that in my clipboard here. Is this it? This is it. So check out that video by VPire, one of our ambassadors here. She covers how to do collection quests and a little bit on the other quest types as well, so you can get started playing around. In case you're not sure where quests are, there's this button called Rules at the top of the screen here, and so you can set up all sorts of different types of things, and we'll cover that next week. All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday or Sunday, possibly for some of you, maybe. Have a great weekend. Have a good morning. And we will see you on Wednesday. Thank you, Lucas.
See you, everybody.
Have a good one.
You as well.